Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Mathematical Lens by Namita. In this video, we are going to continue with chapter number 5, number play of grade 8 mathematics of the new NCERT textbook Ganita Prakash, part 1. Now in the first video, the previous video, we discussed about this, is this a multiple of? And we discussed about the sum of consecutive numbers. And we tried to answer these questions which were raised by Anshu. Okay, so we covered the previous video till this, and I had also told you that you can explore more such questions. If they come to your mind, you can write here in the chat box or discuss in the class. Okay, now we'll go further. Take any 4 consecutive numbers, for example 3, 4, 5, 6. Place plus and minus sign in between the numbers. Okay, how many different possibilities exist? Write all of them. So here they have given 2 sets like 3 plus 4, minus 5 plus 6, 3 minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So are there only 2 possibilities? No, there are more such possibilities. So let us see that. Now here 8 such expressions are possible. You can use the diagram below to systematically list all the possibilities. So what is done? It is start with any one number, the first number, okay? So either you add 3 plus 4 or 3 minus 4, 2 possibilities from here. Now with 4 again there are 2 possibilities, plus 5 and minus 5. Now with 5 there are again 2 possibilities, plus 5, plus 6, minus 6. Again with minus 5, the 2 possibilities, plus 6, minus 6. Now we go on this path. 3 minus 4. So again there are 2 possibilities. Either you will add 5 or you will subtract 5. With 5 again 2 possibilities, plus 5 minus 6. And with 5 again 2 possibilities, plus 6 minus 6. Right? So this is how there are 8 possibilities. Okay. So now evaluate each expression and write the result next to it. Do you notice anything interesting? So first let us write down the expressions. 2 of them are already given. Let us write down the answers of this. So 3 plus 4, 7 plus 5, 12 plus 6, you get 18. Okay, then 3 plus 4, 7 plus 5 is 12. Now 12 minus 6 is 6. This is the second answer. Now here it is 3 plus 4. Now we are going this path. Minus 5 plus 6 and 3 plus 4 minus 5 minus 6. These are the 2 expressions. Okay. Now if we do 3 plus 4 is 7, minus 5 is 2, 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay. Here 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 minus 5 is 2 and 2 minus 6 is minus 4. Not necessary. I have done from left to right. You can do it your way for addition and subtraction, but don't forget the rules of integers. You can even add, I'll explain you this in a different way. You can add both positive and both negative. So this becomes 7, 3 plus 4 is 7 and minus 5 minus 6 is minus 11. And now 2 different sign means subtraction. So 11 minus 7 is 4 and sign of greater. Okay. So don't forget the rules of integers. And you can go left to right or you can do positive, negative together and get the answer. Okay. So now let us see the next 2, which is 3. Now we are doing 3 minus 4 here. 3 minus 4 plus, so 3 minus 4 plus 5 plus 6. And 3 minus 4 plus 5 minus 6. So these are the next 2 possibilities. So 3 minus 4 plus 5 plus 6. Now if I add all positive together, so 6 plus 5 is 11, 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 minus 4 you get 10. Okay. Then 3 minus 4, or we can add this positive together. So 3 plus 5 is 8 and 4 and 6 is minus 10. So 8 minus 10 means minus 2. Okay. Now let us do the next. So 3 minus 4 plus minus 5. Now we are doing this one. Okay, the last two. So minus 5. So 3 minus 4 minus 5 plus 6, and 3 minus 4 minus 5 minus 6. Okay, so now if we add this, so 3 minus 4 is minus 1, minus 1 minus 5 is minus 6, and minus 6 plus 6 is 0. Okay, then 3 minus 4 is minus 1, minus 1 minus 5 is minus 6, minus 6 minus 6 is minus 12. Right? So if you observe now the answers, they have asked us to see anything interesting. So that way you can't see anything interesting or some pattern is there. But one thing we can be sure of, that all the answers which we are getting are even numbers. If you observe 18, 6, 8, minus 4, maybe positive or negative, but all are even numbers. Okay. So that is very interesting, and why this happens, let us see. Now take four other consecutive numbers, place the plus and the negative sign as you have done before. Find out the result in each expression. What do you observe? So here the same example is given, the one which we just solved it. Here also now if you see, they have taken other four consecutive numbers. So 5 plus 6 minus 7 plus 8. So we get 12. You have to write other 6. Same same diagram which I showed above. You can use that if you get confused with the sign. Okay. And here you can take another different numbers and check whether you are getting all the same pattern, like you are getting the answers as even numbers. So let us take one more example instead of 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we take numbers 2, 3, 4, 5. I am starting with an even number. In the previous example which we saw, we started with odd number, that is with 3. Now after 2 comes 3. So if we add 2 plus 3, okay, then there are two possibilities here. The next number is 4. So either you add 4 or you subtract 4. Now with add 4 again there are two possibilities. Next is 5 plus 5 and minus 5. Okay. And with minus 4 also there are two possibilities. Plus 5 and minus 5. Okay, so this is one branch. Here we have taken 2 plus 3. And with that we have taken all the possibilities. Now we take minus 3. 2 minus 3. So with 2 minus 3, again there are two possibilities of 4. Plus 4 and minus 4. Now with 4 again there are two possibilities of 5. Plus 5 and minus 5. With minus 4 again there are two possibilities of 5. So plus 5 and minus 5. Okay. So now what we will do, we'll compute this. We'll find out the answer. And let us see, are we getting even numbers in this case as well? Okay. So if we go in the first one, let me write this again, minus 5. Okay. So now if let me change the color so that it's easy to understand the answers. Now we'll write answer in each sequence. So if we talk about the first one, so it is 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 4, 5 is 14. Okay. So first answer is 14. So that's an even number, but let us not be in a hurry. Now 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is 5 plus 4, 9. And then it is minus 5. So 9 minus 5 is 4. So this is second answer. Now 2 plus 3, 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6 here. Until here we did 1. 1 minus 5 is minus 4. Okay. Now we come here below. So 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 4 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. Same way, 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 4 is 3. 3 minus 5 is minus 2. Okay. Then the last two. Again, 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. And minus 5 plus 5 is 0. Okay. Then 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. Minus 5 minus 5 is minus 10. Now you observe all the answers. They are again here. All are even numbers. And also some numbers are repeated. If you see the previous pattern, there was 0 there also. Here also there is 0. Okay. Then 6, you can see 6 is here in this as an answer. There also 6 is there. 8 was there. So some numbers are repeated as answers. And for sure all are even numbers, maybe positive or negative. So that is our observation. So do this pattern occur no matter which 4 consecutive numbers are chosen? Is there a way to find out through reasoning? So there is a hint given, use algebra and describe the expressions in a general form. So whenever you want to generalize something, we use algebra. It helps you to give a generalized statement whether this is correct for all 4 consecutive numbers. So you might have noticed that the result of all expressions are even numbers. Even numbers means the one which have a factor of 2, means all multiples of 2, and maybe positive or negative. Even negative numbers having a factor of 2 are always even numbers. So minus 2, minus 4, minus 6 and so on. Check if anyone in your class got an odd number. Now this is a very good exercise. The whole class can take different numbers and you get different answers. So you will have so many proofs that this is correct for all 4 consecutive numbers. Now why does this happen? Let us see. So when 4 consecutive numbers are chosen, no matter how the positive plus or minus signs are placed between them, the resulting expression always have an even parity. That we just now observed by taking 2 examples, right? So now they have again asked to take an example, but we have already taken, I just explained you. So now is there any way to explain why this happens? Think of the rules of parity of sum or difference of 2 numbers. Right, so earlier we did this parity. So I'll just recollect and I'll tell you, then we'll again understand that. So the parity for sum and differences, like if you add even plus even, plus or minus, you get even always. Odd plus and minus odd will also give you even. Only in the case odd plus or minus even, you will get odd number. Right? So if both are even, whether you add or subtract, you will get an even answer. If both are odd, you will get an even answer whether you add or subtract. Only if one is odd, one is even, then only you get an odd answer. Right? So we are getting all even answers. Why this happening in 4 consecutive numbers? Let us observe the number pattern. Maybe we'll take an example here. So like if I take 4 consecutive number 1, 2, 3, 4. If you observe over here, 2 are odd and 2 are even numbers. So this odd plus odd will give you even, and even plus even will also give you even. And ultimately even plus even will give you even answer. Okay. So 1 plus 3 is 4, which is even. And 2 plus 4 is 6 is even. 4 plus 6 will be 10, which is even. That is why you are getting all even answers. Got it? Now let us understand this through algebra. So explanation 1, let us consider any of the 8 expressions formed by 4 numbers. So instead of numbers, here it is given letters A, B, C, D. When one of its sign is switched, its value always increases or decreases by an even number. Let us see why. So now here the expression is A plus B minus C minus D. Now instead of this plus B, it is replaced by minus B. Okay. So by how much has the difference changed? It has changed by, means what you have done plus, instead of plus B, you have done minus B. So whatever answer you get over here, and you get over here what is the difference between them. So we find out the difference between the expressions themselves, right? So we take the first expression a plus b minus c minus d, and difference we are finding out, so minus sign, and the second expression this one where we have changed the sign of b. So when we open the bracket, the first four remains the same. A plus B minus C minus D remains the same. And here sign of all of them changes. So minus A plus B plus C plus D. Right? So now what will happen? You can see plus A minus A gets cancelled. Minus C plus C gets cancelled. Minus D plus D gets cancelled. What are we left with is B plus B, which is 2B. So you get an even number. So if the difference between two numbers is even, can they have different parities? No, either both are even or both are odd. Correct? That is what I just explained. Now let us see when a negative sign is switched to a positive sign. Okay, so what do you get? So if we do the other way around, like suppose it was negative and we made it positive, what will happen in that case? So let us try to do that also. So if I take this expression, the same expression a plus b minus c plus d. So here the expression is, suppose it is a plus b minus c minus d. Now what we are doing, we are changing minus into plus. So we are making the second expression as a plus b plus c minus d. Right? So earlier we made a positive into negative. Now we have changed a negative into positive, and let us try to find out the difference. So if I take the first expression a plus b minus c minus d, and difference means minus sign, and we take the second expression as a plus b plus c minus d. Now when I open the bracket, first all four terms will remain the same. Now here there is minus sign, so all will change. Minus a, minus b, minus c, plus d. Now let us see what all things can be cancelled over here. So if we see plus a minus a, so a will get cancelled, positive a and negative a. Similarly, if we talk about b, b gets cancelled, positive b, negative b. Minus c will remain, so that becomes minus 2c. And d also minus d plus d. So you are getting a negative one, but you are getting an even number. So again, it doesn't make any difference whether you make a positive into negative or a negative into positive. So from the two examples, what do we conclude? Starting from any expression, we can get 7 expressions by switching one or more positive and negative signs. Thus, all the expressions, they have same parity, that is, they all will be even. So parity will be even parity. Clear? So this is first kind of explanation. The second explanation is the same which I gave just now. I'll elaborate once again. So if the both the numbers are odd, whether you add or subtract, you will get an even parity. If both are even, whether you add or subtract, you get even number. Only in the case of when one is odd, one is even, whether you add or subtract, you get an odd number. Okay, so we have seen that the parity of a plus b and a minus b is same regardless of the parity of a and b. Okay, so in short, a plus minus b have the same parity. By the same argument, if a plus b minus b plus c and a plus b minus plus b minus c, plus minus both here is there, have the same parity. So extending this further, we can say that all the expressions, see, both the signs are used. A plus B plus minus B plus minus C plus minus D. They will have the same parity. Okay. Explanation 3. Now this can also be explained using the positive and the negative tokens. If you remember in class 6, you have used the tokens, blue for positive and red for negative. And then explore the various ways. So let us see that. So if I take the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. So suppose I am adding 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So what will happen over here? All are positive. So I take positive tokens only, the blue ones. So this is for 1, this is for 2, this is for 3 and then 4. So you will get the answer as 10. Suppose I'll take of 1 plus 2 minus 3 plus 4, a different kind of one with one negative. So what will happen over here? For 1 I'll take 1 blue, for 2 I'll take 2 blue. Now for 3, let me change the color so you'll understand it better. So I'll take 3 red because it is negative. And then for 4, it is positive, so you will get blue. Now you can see here the positive and the negative 3 pairs will get cancelled. What you are left with is 4, which is positive. Right? So this way, with the help of a token model also, you can explore all the 8 ways for the same numbers. I have explained you through 2 examples. Maybe if you want, I can explain one more example with negative, all negative except 1. So 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4. So what we'll do, first one, for 1, we will take 1 blue token. And then we will take 2 red for minus, 3 red for minus 3, 4 red for minus 4. Now only here this pair gets cancelled. Okay, now what are we left with is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they are negative, so it is minus 8. Right? So again here in all the cases you are getting an even number. So the number of ways to choose 4 different numbers ABCD and combine them using positive and negative sign is infinite. Okay. Mathematical reasoning allows us to prove that all the combinations, here this with the diagram, it was so easy to prove that they always have the same parity without having to go through them one by one. So you don't need to explore all the numbers in the world. With this, establishing this algebraic rules and making such diagrams, you can prove it for all the numbers possible, all the 4 consecutive numbers possible in the world. Okay. So several problems in mathematics can be thought about and solved in different ways. While the method you came up with may be dear to you, you may come up with some other method. And it may be amusing, enriching to know how others thought about it. So don't stick to your method, listen to others. And share your ideas and take others' ideas as well. So here they have given 2 tidbits, share and listen. Right? Same you apply to my video, share it with others and listen to my videos. So, is this phenomenon of all the expressions having the same parity limited to taking 4 numbers? What do you think? We saw just now for 2 and 3 numbers also, and we got the same parity, right? So you can explore with 4, 5, 6 numbers as well. Take an example. So what if, will it always happen? Wondering and posing questions and conjectures is as much part of mathematics and problem solving. So you may wonder, why are we doing all these things? This helps you to develop a very important skill, that is problem solving. So if any problem is posed to you, you can find out different ways, you can think stepwise and go stepwise and make such diagrams and solve the problems. So not only mathematical problems, but real life problems as well, because the way of thinking has changed because of studying maths. That is the importance of maths in life, right? So we established different parities in this particular video. Now breaking even, that is the next topic which we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.